for what's happening with my amazing technology here. But we're back. So, welcome again to Resilient Journeys. Today is May the 14th, and we are here for our month series. And the topic this month is around us as amazing women, moms, sisters, cousins, and friends. The topic is rest, renewal, and self-care. And so, what we're planning to do is honor the need of self-care and the balance as caregivers and also individuals. You can go to the next slide, Erica. Thanks. Big thanks and always a big shout out to the amazing Erica Young, Celia Schlomer, and Tracy Mans for helping me with putting on Resilient Journeys. Tracy Mans is the project manager for the Family Resource Network of Ohio. And then Erica Young, she runs right behind Tracy. And it's like, okay, this is what you need to do, Brandy. Boom, 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 boom. And then we get it all lined up. And she's like the tech girl, support person, and more. And last but not least, always Celia Schlomer. She's always inviting me to do different things. And one of the reasons why we got started with Resilient Journeys was because she had an idea and seen my beautiful brown face and was like, we need to get more brown faces in the room. And I was like, let's go. And so once again, thank you to everybody. Thank you to my panelists. You'll be able to hear from them in just a moment. But I do want to remind you to go onto the Family Resource Network of Ohio's website. Lots of videos are on there. There's lots of information, tools, and also the principles from Charting the Life course are on there as well. Last but not least, we have a Facebook page. Yes, I say it all the time. We have a Facebook page. Find us on the FNRO site on Facebook. Hey, Yasmin. Hey, everybody. So I just wanted to share. Oh, we could just jump past that and we'll come back to it if we have time, Erica. Wanted to share a little bit about myself. If you don't know, I think I've already said it. My name is Brandy Muhammad, and some of my titles, but not limited to, are a daughter. I'm also a sister. I'm a mom. I'm a wife. I'm a widow, friend, and more. I'm contracted with the Family Resource Network of Ohio to do what I do, and I also work for the Ohio. Excuse me. I also work for I can't even think of where I work. The Ohio Coalition for the Education of Children with Disabilities. And last but not least, I'm an Ohio ambassador as well. You know what? I also have to put up, I am a national champion, right? Through the Nexus. Yeah, I'm excited about that. Let me share a little bit about my individuals that you see at the top. On the right hand side with the little red head wrap, that's our son Najee. He's 24. This is why I began my journey in special education, was because he was in 10th grade when we found out that he was diagnosed with dyslexia. He had been in special education since second grade, and by 10th, that's when they finally found out. And the way we found that out was because we went and got an IEE, which is an individualized, independent evaluation for him, and the school paid for it. And that's how we found out from from a psychiatrist by the name of Wendy. She helped us. Next to him is our youngest daughter. She just turned 21. Oh my gosh, 2 days ago. So happy birthday again, Yasmin. Really excited. We got to go to Kansas together and had a beautiful time. Then you see me. Besides me, I have our oldest daughter, who is Jamie. She is 30 plus 1 years old. Yes, I'm not going to say 31 yet. She's still 30 plus one. And her husband is beside her, Umar. At the bottom, you see me and my partner, my best friend, Daryl. He's always there to support me. I'm here at his place and I have to like have him close the door. He's like, Brandy, I can't even have the door open in my own house, not for an hour while we're doing Resilient Journeys. So I appreciate everybody loving and support. Thank you. Thanks, Erica. We can jump to the next slide. All right. So if you don't know, tonight what we're going to talk about is the one-page person-centered description. So I have put this up so you can kind of get an idea a little bit more about the one-pager, but I'll just share when you are presenting the one-pager, it can be used for a variety of reasons. So for example, if you as an adult, or if you're supporting somebody and maybe you might have to go to the hospital for some reason, right? You might want to take the one-page person-centered description because it gives the practitioners, the professionals, the doctors, etc., information about you or the person that you're caring for. Once again, the one pager is really just like an intro. You can also, if you have teenagers and hey, they're going from middle school to high school, or they're going from high school to college, they want to pass that along to their IEP team members. They can do that. You can also share it. The students can also share if they have like starting a new job, you can share it there. Pretty much with the one pager, you can share it anywhere that you want to share it. If your child is going to a new pediatrician, new dentist, doctor, etc., you can share that information. But the way we're doing it tonight is a little different. And the reason why I say it's a little different is because my panelists, which includes Jerica Butler and also Carrie Farley, they will be able to share their one pager and it'll be around our topic, which this evening is once again is around rest, rejuvenation, restoration, and more. And so when they share about themselves, it'll be from a different standpoint, but yet they're still introducing themselves to you all as their audience. And so I hope you sit back and enjoy yourself, learn as much as you can, engage, ask questions if you have some. Please feel free because my amazing panelists are ready to share, okay? Let's begin with our first panelist, and that is Miss Jerica Butler. Jerica, you can take it on.
Please excuse me. I have a new kitten and he's extremely clingy and I'm about to put him out because honey, it's too much. Hi. One moment, please. All right. My name is Jerica Butler. Um, I have been a friend of Brandy's for some years now, and I'm very honored to be a part of Resilient Journeys this evening. So, um, yeah. Are we really just sharing our tool, Brandy, and speaking about ourselves as we do that, or
Yep. So what you do is, like we talked about before, you share your tool. You don't have to
yeah,
tell every single part. You don't have to go word for word. But what you
yeah,
want to do is kind of share it. Also share your. Also, if you had an aha moment, if there were some ways and different experiences that you had while doing the tool, you want to share with others because we want them to learn how to use the tool in different ways as well.
awesome. Sounds
Mhm.
wonderful. Hold on, I'm
Yep.
putting this cat outside. Hold on a second. Okay, I'm so sorry. Mm. I apologize. Okay, so again, my name is Jerica. I am a mother of four beautiful children. Their ages are 12, 15, 16. Yes, 11 months apart. Highly do not recommend. And a 19-year-old. Um, and my 19-year-old is about to be 20 in June, which is so wild to me that I have been mothering for 20 years. So, um, when asked the question, and I love this tool because it really makes you think. Um, about things you may not really think about when you have to think about what people admire about you. And you, especially perhaps as women and as mothers, we don't always really big up ourselves or talk about how people admire us or what they admire about us. So I appreciate being able to take the time to do so. So, one thing I would definitely say is that folks love the fact that I'm very welcoming. I create a welcoming spaces in my home. Um, Most folks who come over, like I always fall asleep over here. Like I come over, it's just really chill, it's really quiet. You got the incense going, there's always a pot of tea on, and it's just a chill environment, which is always very different given the fact that I have four children, but still a very calm and peaceful environment. Folks have admired my resiliency in the face of trauma. I am also a widow. I have been widowed now for 9 years, very sudden, very unexpected, and left me with children at the ages of 3, 6, 9, and 10. So suddenly a single mother and suddenly having to do it all on my own. Grateful for my village, grateful for folks that I surround myself with and we're blessed to have around me. But at the end of the day, when we go to bed at night, it's just us and our situation. So, um, although I never gave a lot of thought to my resiliency in that time period, folks often remind me that that was a time where I was extremely resilient. I just knew I had four children who were looking at me and needed to eat and we needed to live. And so I had to go, you know. And so I didn't really think about the things that I accomplished, if you will, because I just knew I had to provide for my children. Um, I will say folks do admire some of my parenting practices, you know, ask me questions from different times surrounding um, how I parent. I had a conversation. My mother was in town this past Sunday for Mother's Day, and we had a family meeting. And um, my mother and father, as well as my children's uncle, my brother, wanted to really just speak to the children about life and just things that are going on, and stress the importance of not getting involved in things that they really don't have to. Just because young people these days have the need to have a story to tell for whatever reason, like, you know, started from the bottom, now we here. Like, baby, it's not, no, it's not necessary. You know nothing about the bottom. That doesn't have to be your life, you know? And so I don't understand why that's a thing, but it seems to be a thing with young people. And so um, really stressing to my children that although I haven't been a perfect parent and I don't know a parent who is, I parent them the way that I do because of how my parents parented me. Some practices my mother instilled in us as a stay-at-home mother are some of the same practices that I instill in my children. I mean, to this day, they have a chore chart. Um, I've always, as a mom, from the moment they could walk and like do things like, oh, pick up your sippy cup. Like, I'm not your maid, you know. Oh, here's your book bag with your things. You know, once it got to a point where they were walking and potty trained, I no longer have a diaper bag. You have a little book bag with all your stuff, you know. Um, one saying in our household is that self-sufficiency is key. You know, you have to know how to show up in the world. And they all can quote that because I've said it since they were tiny. You know, you have to be self-sufficient. You have to know how to do for yourself. Cooking and cleaning is not just for girls. Changing a tire is not just for boys. You know, these are all things that you need to know to be um, a productive part of society. And so there are certain things that I have done as a parent that folks have looked at like, oh, okay, well, let me try this. Oh, your children do that without an attitude? I'm like, baby, I don't know what attitude is. Like, I don't understand. Like, no, like this has to be done. You know, um, quite often just tell my children, you know, as much as I love y'all and as much as I'm going to do everything within my power to be the best mom that I can, I was also here first and I'm important. And so I've always done things to put myself first so that I can show up the way I need to for my family. So that's always been really important to me. And it's been a practice most of my parenting because I saw my mother not do that. Um, and I didn't want that to be me. So I know it can sometimes be odd and just like, oh, well, you know, I can't never go anywhere without buying my children something. That is not my story, honey. I will eat this ice cream right in front of you, okay? Because this is my treat. You get treats all the time. This is, you know, so that's not an issue for me at all. Folks admire my willingness to show up for others in community. If I can, I will. If I have it, it's yours. And whatever's within my power to do for you, I will. But also have boundaries around if I can't, I can't. And I'm not going to be made to feel bad about that either. So, yeah. My willingness to learn new things. I am an avid teacher of life. So I love learning. I love finding out about new things. I love going to different places. History is my favorite subject, so I love just learning and understanding the origin of things. Like, why did this happen? Why is someone this way? Where did this come from? I just, I don't know, I absolutely love that because I know that things are not just happenstance, they happen for a reason. Um, and not only in that area, but I just love learning. I just think it's dope. What can be kind of not so dope is I learn a lot of things, but then I practice a lot of things, and I don't have to do all the things, you know. So I'm learning the balance in that as well. So Um, I think folks admire my vulnerability, my willingness to share where I have failed and where I have not always shown up as my best self. I'm just a really firm believer in our lives are a testimony for other people, the good, the bad, and the ugly. No one is all good, no one's all bad. Um, so being vulnerable enough to have those conversations with folks and be able to be in a space of sharing with one another, I just think is really important. Um, my zeal for life. I love life. Like I love being black. I love being a woman. I love being a queer black woman. I love being who I am. I love traveling. I find excitement in the smallest things. Um, and I think that is contagious. So yeah, I love that about me. Um, and my honor for my elders and ancestors is paramount to my life. I used to work in a nursing home setting, and I've had folks in my life like, girl, I don't know how you did that. I could never. I have always enjoy the company of elders. One, because I know one day, God willing, I'll be one. And two, I love to hear their stories. I love to hear the things they have to say. To sit at the feet of an elder and hear their life experiences, why they are where they are, how they got to where they are. Um, is so amazing to me, and I could hear it over and over again. I go to our family reunion every 2 years, and it's the same pictures, the same story, the same everything since I was a little girl. But I am every year like, this is so amazing. Like just to know where you came from, just to know what your family is all about, why your family is all about, to see my face and like my great great aunts and uncles. Um, it's so beautiful to me to see my children's faces in my elders and my ancestors that have passed on. It's just amazing. And then venerating my elders and different folks who unfortunately weren't able to become elders, venerating them after they have transitioned and passed on is very important to me as well. Showing honor, asking for their presence in my life from day to day is also very important to me. So I just love that I'm a whole vibe, okay? And I love that about me. I am a vibe and it's dope. So, um, what is important to me? I am very important to me. My peace, balance in all areas of my life are very important to me. Balance in both body, mind, spirit, and soul. There has to be balance in order for life to go well, in my opinion. So that's very important to me. My children are important to me, of course. Their wellness, their sense of self and groundedness is important to me. I want them to be well-rounded and assets to society and their communities. I don't want them to take away from the communities that they're in. So any way that they can add to the communities that they choose, as well as their family of origin, is important to me. My partner is very important to me. I want them to feel loved, supported, and well taken care of. And then my family, whether that's my family of origin or family that I choose, are important to me. And then community is very, very important to me. Being surrounded by folks who love me and help me grow. And joy and care is very important to me. I want to look at each area of my life and find joy in it. It's very easy, especially given the climate of the world today, to be in a space of being very downtrodden and just like, what in the world is happening? Um, but there are always moments of joy. There are always things to be grateful for. And so I really endeavor to stay in a space of gratitude. And when I talk about care, it's care for myself first so that I can show up for other people the way I want to, and then care for those that I care for. Um, so how can one best support me? I will say the best way to support me would be to sometimes, not sometimes, but to listen to things that I say that I need, and allow me to spend some time alone. That is how I recharge. As much as I have been extroverted most of my life, I am a Leo sun, honey, and I love all the people. As much as that has been me, the older I get, I'll be 46 in August. I find myself more of an introverted person, so I really enjoy my moments when I can be by myself. So whether it be something as complex, yes, come on, best friend being a Leo, Carrie. So whether it be something as complex as like journaling, or like doing yoga or a hike, or as simple as being still in nature and taking a nap. Like I need that recharge to happen without ever feeling bad about it. Um, let me see, be okay with me being by myself. Being myself, excuse me. No one person is alike, and that's the beautiful thing about humanity. We're all different. So don't box me in. The way y'all see me today, baby, I'll be a buzz cut tomorrow, you know. My hair will be purple tomorrow, perhaps, you know, like don't ever box me in. Allow me to be myself or get out of my way respectfully. And then honor my boundaries. If I say that this isn't working for me, honor that. You know, I'm not ever in a space for folks that I love and care for, trying to exclude you from my life, but I have boundaries around my life. I think again of my children, you know, I hear moms quite often talk about how their children won't leave them alone and, you know, they can never find time for themselves. I had a friend tell me how she was hiding in the bathroom eating snacks. I said, baby, that could never be me. Like, what do you mean? No, this is my time. Leave me alone. I've been with you all day. Yeah, and you're going to honor that, like, period and dot. So, setting boundaries even in motherhood, you know, your children should not, in my opinion, have access to you all the time. Um, you were here first. I just believe firmly in that. I was here first, you know, and so I love you, but um, no, you know, my children know on Sundays that is my rest day. Don't come knock on my door before 11 o'clock. Even if I am awake, I don't really want to see you. So just give me a moment, respectfully and with love. Um, and also, my friends, and final, the best way to support me is to keep me accountable. Um, Word is bond. If I say that I'm going to do something, keep me accountable to that. Brandy is included with another friend of ours, with movement, uh, wellness, and like drinking water. And so we're always just like, did you move today? Did you drink your water today? You know, what are you doing for your wellness today? What are you doing for productivity today? And again, productivity is whatever you say it needs to be. So, keeping me accountable is very important as well. So I do believe that is my time. Thank you all so very much for having me. And again, my name is Jerica. Peace.
Thank you, Sister Jerica. Just a question or two, really quick, before you go. Have
Sure.
you always found it? I know you said when your children were younger, you kind of instilled the process of, hey, these are my boundaries. Don't pass them. Don't go beyond where I say. Have you
Mhm.
always found it easy to do that as they've grown older?
It's so interesting that you say that because I was thinking about this earlier. It's the way they don't care anything about my boundaries, the older they have gotten, is
Yeah.
wild to me. I'm like, did y'all forget who raised y'all? Like, no. Like, so yeah, it's very interesting in their teenage years how they're just
Mhm.
like, I know you have said that, but I'm trying to go to the mall. Can I get it right? And I have to just again firmly be like, yeah, no. What time is it? Yeah, it's not 11. So yeah.
Thank you. And one more question, well, two more questions, and I'm gonna jump over to Sister Carrie. My
Sure.
other question was, when you were doing the one-page person-centered description, did you find it easy to put the information on paper? And then the second part of that question is, who will you share it with now that you've completed this?
Sure. Did I find it easy? Yeah, yeah, I didn't find it difficult at all. I wanted to put more because I kept thinking of things the more I was typing.
Mhm.
Um, so I would say, yeah, it was just, did you ask that because I got it to you late? I don't know, but but no,
Well,
I found
everybody
it.
knows now. The whole world knows you're a little
No,
late. We
I
continue.
found it pretty easy. I was just wanting to make sure it wasn't too long because as you can tell, I like to talk. And then I'm sorry, what was the second part of your question?
The second part, now that you've completed this one pager, who will you share it with?
I would share this with my children and my partner and my family of origin.
Okay. Awesome. Thank
Yes.
you, Sister Jerica. I appreciate
Welcome.
you.
Thank
Thanks for
you.
your vulnerability too.
Yes,
And I'm
ma'am.
yes, and I did want to add too, with as I said before, with the one page person centered description, it doesn't have to be just for one thing or another, right? It's versatile. So like Jerica says, she's sharing it with her family and her partner. She can also, if she has to go to the hospital, she can share it at the hospital. If she's going, for a new job interview, which she's not because she's an entrepreneur, but if she chose to, boom, she can share it there. She didn't tell you she's also a yoga instructor. In addition to that, she also has her own salon that she takes care and maintains people's hair. But last but not least, in addition to that, Jerica is an additional entrepreneur, and she has her own line. What is it called again?
Thank you, Brandy.
Yeah,
Body care products. The name is Yada Shay, my daughter's middle names.
thank you very much. Yes. So listen here, check her out. I just wanted to add that part in because she just did her labels and we was all crying on the Marco Polo. Okay, I'm done. Now let me pass it over to my sister friend, Sister Carrie. Carrie, you can take it on, ma'am.
Hello, everybody. So I'm a little extra, and it's okay. It's the only child in me, So when you're only child, you're at home, you get bored, you're like, let me just do something. So, with the one pager, we had the template and everything, and I'm like, oh, I had some creative energy. I'm a night owl. I'm like, what can I do with this? And I love AI. I'm an AI girl. So I'm like, okay, let's see what we can do. It's Mother's Day. Well, this was around Mother's Day when I was doing this. So I'm like, oh, let's see if we can do like a Mother's Day edition to this, around self care. And how can this fit mothers and just things like that? Because also I'm a Charter Life Course ambassador, and so I was thinking, maybe this is something I could do as a parent, ambassador, and also just even as a parent mentor, I'm thinking about taking the tool, not just using it for myself, but also empowering other moms as a parent mentor, other caregivers, things like that. And so I was like, hmm. And so I was like, okay, let me use my little AI friend and see what we could come up with, with our little creative juices flowing together. I call her Sage. So I'm like, all right, Sage, let's see what we could do. And so this is a product of me and Sage. And so I have to give credit where credit is due. And I think we did a good job. So um pretty much here I said whole parent, whole life. And this is neat because I have to say I am not where Jerica is yet. And I am trying to get there, but I'm like in the middle. So I just started trying to put myself first. I'm one of those moms that, because it took so long for me to be able to um, actually have my kids. I was told I couldn't have kids, and it took us 3 years to get my oldest daughter, 2 years to get my youngest daughter, and then being told I can't have any kids, because of surgery. So I was one of those moms like, oh, so enamored with your kids, you put them before you. Everything is about them, and then that's not even preparing them for the real world. And like you said, to Jerica's point, it's really doing them a disservice, you and them, because the world's not going to cater to them. And at the end of the day, you're going to be tired. You're going to be, you know, um, depleted, and then are they really going to appreciate you in the end? So I would say up until the last year, almost 2 years, I just really had the realization like, okay, Carrie, like, let's get it together. And so slowly but surely, I'm trying to get this together. So doing this is like helping me because you can't like help somebody else until you help yourself. So it was like actually like putting these things down. I'm having to like implement them, coming up with this stuff. I'm having to like do it. So it's like you can't even put down what you're not doing or what you don't commit into your mind to actually really do. So this was like really liberating for me. It was encouraging for me to do. Um, so again, whole parent, whole life. Like if I want to be whole, if I want to be, healed, from the inside out, if I want to be healthy, emotionally, spiritually, all the things, then these are the things that I have to do for myself. So caring for me while I care for others. I'm also part of, like, I guess you call it sandwich generation because my mom is in her 80s. I don't have siblings. So there's just me, taking care of my mom and I have kids. I do have a husband, but my husband had a stroke, some years ago. So he has some limitations, although, he's back working. But his job, he does work into the later hours, and then there are some limitations, like I said, as a result of the stroke. He's, he gets tired, easily and things like that, things of that nature. So moving forward, we'll get into this form. So I kind of broke it down to, when you answer the question, what people appreciate about me. Because Brandy, she'll start off with, okay, she'll ask these questions like, what do people appreciate about you? And so when you answer that question, it should, answer this thought, your strengths and who you are. So, what people appreciate about me, I show up even on the hard days. I'm strong, resilient, committed. I care deeply about my family and I keep going and figure things out along the way. So, once you answer these questions, it'll kind of help you to figure out these answers. So, even if you kind of don't know these things, or maybe you feel like, I don't know my strengths or I don't know who I am, then what Brandy does is like those top bullet points right there, the what people appreciate about me, like the bigger fonts, those are the questions that Brandy or Jerica, like, they would ask you to kind of draw that out. So what's important to me? That would be the next question I would ask someone. What's important to you? So for me, I had to ask myself that. So for me, time to rest and reset without feeling guilty. There's so many times I felt guilty for actually resting. Like I'm like, oh, I'm being lazy, or that was the biggest thing, like, "Oh, you're being lazy. You should be productive. You should be doing something," or, because 'cause I'm always used to moving around. I'm always used to doing something. So even when I'm sitting down, "Oh my gosh, I got time. What else can I work on?" Maybe that's my ADHD brain, or maybe I don't know. But but I'm like, "I should be doing something." And maybe it's not. Maybe it's just me being still, you know? And so peaceful, predictable routines at home. That's something I do not like, just last minute stuff that throws me off into some type of anxiety I cannot stand. So just something I can look forward to, that I know is going to happen, and I can just chill, feeling supported and not overwhelmed. Moments of joy, laughter, and connection. I love to laugh. That is my medicine. The Bible even says laughter is like medicine. And it is. I'm trying to tell y'all. Any comedies, rom com, I'm your girl. Like, I'm telling you, if you're in a dating area or you're not that far from dating and you want a rom com or a laugh buddy, hit me up. I'll go. Um, Space for self care and reflection. I love reading and writing. So anytime I get time to like sit and read, time to write, just kind of reflect on my day. There's also an app that I like. It's something simple. It's called like Fitch, but I don't know if you guys remember. I'm a tech girl too, by the way. I play Sims, and there's an app, it's called Fitch. So it's like, I don't know if you remember those little Furby gigapets back in the day, but like you had to take care of them or they died. And so I thought it was so cool. They had this app called Fitch. And it starts off as like an app that you have to take care of, the little gigapet or whatever. But actually, it helps you to um, take care of yourself mentally and physically, emotionally. Like, you just set whatever goals you have for the day, but you're taking care and growing your little gigapet or whatever every day, and you have to check in. So like, one of my goals is self-reflection, or did you do three deep breaths today? Did you do deep breathing today? Did you do some journaling today? Like, and you check them off. And as you're checking off what you do, you're growing your gigapet. So again, like, there's my little tech that I get to slide in when I can't play Sims, you know. Um but yeah, you have to have um oh yeah, I love it. I love it. But space for self-care and reflection, you have to have that. And then what's important for me? So that's another question. So what keeps me healthy and sustainable? So managing stress before burnout. That's really big for me because I hold a lot of stress in. I have the tendency to do that. So as much as I can manage it, because I'm non-confrontational, um, that's the best thing for me. So clear communication, share responsibility, realistic expectations, and not perfection. I am one of those people that try to fight against perfectionism. I know that you can't be perfect, but I fight against that, trying to be as close to perfect as you can. And you know, good and well, you're not, because we're not God. But I don't know why. Maybe it's just a spirit of excellence, but I don't know. And that's just a struggle I have. And so um for me, it's just continued carry. You're not perfect. Carry, it's okay. You need to have that growth mindset. Can just continuing to push that in my head. Growth mindset, not fixed mindset. It's okay. It's okay. Just keep going. Keep going. You messed up. It's fine. What was the lesson you were supposed to learn? Okay. Let's keep it moving. And then support systems that I can rely on. That one is a big one because I'm still learning that, still trying to figure that out, still trying to find it. And knowing when to ask for help is another big one. And then again, that's maybe also in my head because I'm one of those people. I know how I want things done, and you know, people mean well, but I'm like, they don't do it how I want it done, so I'm just gonna do it. So you know, just trying to get out of my own head. So again, that goes back to the realistic expectations. It's not going to be perfect. It's not going to be the way you want it all the time, and that's okay. And then that goes back to my Beauty from Ashes book. I wrote this journaling book when I turned 40, and now I'll be 44 this year. That's a special number for me. I love the number 4. So, but I wrote that book when I turned 40 because I went through so much. And you know, just dealing with mental health, dealing with just different things that you go through, and just songs that'll get you through, and scriptures that'll get you through, and affirmations, and just all these things that I need to go back and just remind myself of. And it's so many times that we can just go through life and just you can get bombarded by so much stuff that you forget these things, and you put things down, you put your Bible down, you put your thoughts down if you don't have a faith, or you put the books down that mean things to you, your memories down, you put even people away that meant a lot to you, and it's like you have to go back to those things. um and then how best to support me, so what others can do. So again, boundaries, like Jerika said, boundaries, I have to tell myself, respect my own boundaries. Like, I don't respect my own boundaries. So I have to give myself boundaries and respect them, you know. And if I tell myself, Carrie, you're going to give yourself time where you're not going to allow people in your space between this time and this time, I need to respect that for myself. So I can't just tell other people to respect it, but I need to respect it too and not allow it, you know, and have people check on me. Um, Instead of me always checking on others, and encourage rest and not guilt. I think that's the biggest thing for me, not feeling guilty. Um, and then again, I just added on different things for, again, affirming yourself. So these are just extra little parts because for me, I need them. So just affirmations. I know my family best. I'm learning to ask for and accept help. I honor my limits as strength, and I'm creating balance in my life. and caring for myself helps my family to thrive. That's the main thing for me because if I want to stay around for my girls, if I want to lose the weight, if I want to do all of these things, then this is what I have to do because is equal to cortisol, which holds weight. And there's so many different things that we think we have to do is not really that. It's really in our minds. And so I think that's pretty much it that I wanted to share. So I hope I didn't talk your ear off too much, but I know I can talk a lot too.
It's all good, Sister Carrie. Thank you so much for sharing and being vulnerable. I did want to make sure I mentioned that Sister Carrie is an ambassador, right? She's been an ambassador for some years. That's why she went above and beyond. So she has like a deeper dive into the one-page person-centered description. So hers doesn't look like Jerica's. Mind you, you can add your tools and create it. Have the format, but then still do your own thing as well. But that's why hers looks a little differently because she's an ambassador and has been doing it for a while. Sister Carrie, I did want to ask you a couple quick questions. And two questions were just pertaining just the same way I asked Jerica in reference to you talked about tech and how you like to play those games. Is that a weekly game that you play or is it daily or how often do you get to play?
Every day. So
Every
it's
day.
every day, yes. And actually like they give you streaks. So you get like maybe one or two chances to miss like 2 days in a row. And
Mhm.
then like your pet like can die. So
Okay.
so I love that aspect because it makes you like stay on top of your self-care routine.
Okay. And it kind of reminds me of like a mental health kind of encouraging
Mhm.
type of thing too. Okay. And then the other question was, well, two questions. Was it easy for you to come up with a one-page person-centered description to fill it out? And then also, who will you share it with now that you've implemented, now that you put it on paper?
It was not easy for me.
Okay.
It was not easy for me because I had to really like go in and like, what do I really want? And what are some of the
Mhm.
things that I actually am doing now? And then
Mhm.
some of the things I'm not doing now, but I want to do. So yeah, it was harder for me.
Yeah.
But I definitely need to share it with my kids. Like I was inboxing Erica low key because our dog like got sick, like in the midst of Jerica talking, and my daughter kept. I had to turn my camera out. She kept coming out here. I said, "Stop coming out here. I am on this
Mhm.
call." And I said, "I'm in the middle of this self care thing, and my kids keep
Yeah.
interrupting me." So
Yeah.
like, so like, definitely my kids, my
Yeah.
husband, my
Mhm.
job. Like, once
Mhm.
I can tailor it certain type of ways, I feel like we can even do right. But I'm like,
It
I feel like
does.
this is something even you could do, like maybe supervisors can even do this like with our in the workplace, like
Mhm.
so we can even teach each
Absolutely.
other. This would be like a great HR tool, I feel like too.
Mhm.
You could kind of couple it with the five love languages because they have that now for the workplace.
Oh, nice. I didn't know that. We
Mhm.
also at the coalition, we have done the one-page person-centered description, like two of us each month, because we have a monthly staff meeting. And then when it comes to what people like and admire, not the person who is writing about themselves, they get to hear other people share. So they get to get their cup by us as coworkers and sharing about what we like and admire about each person. So it works. It's a really great tool to use too. Before I let you go, Sister Carrie, I did want to know. So, you said you are an author of Beauty Before Ashes, but then you also have a nonprofit. Is that correct? I think you forgot to tell us.
Yes.
Yeah. What is it called, ma'am?
Chosen generation.
Okay. Chosen Generation. What is
Yes.
that about?
It's a nonprofit for young people. We started out ages 12 to 18, but then it ended up going into something else. And so now we
Okay.
service all the way through ages 24, and it's moved into more reading and writing programming, and also transitional assistance for older. students. So, like the 18 to 24-year-olds is more transitional living assistance.
Mhm.
And then, from the 12-year-olds to 18-year-olds is more of a reading literacy type of thing. Like if they want to be authors, then we help them to write books and become authors, published authors.
Okay, thank you, Sister Carrie. So we
Yes.
have a variety of panelists with lovely gifts and talents. So I just love to learn about everybody. I really appreciate you both. Thank you so much, Sister Carrie, again. All right, so I'm going to share a snippet about myself. And so my one-page person-centered description, what people like and admire about me. Once again, you already know who I am. I'm Brandy. I go by Miss Brandy Michelle on Facebook, and I value rest and peace and taking time for myself. I also enjoy, thank you, quiet moments. I know people like quiet moments, like Brandy, you talk all the time. I do, but I also enjoy quiet time. So I can be in the car and I have nothing planned, no radio, nobody talking on the phone to me. I could just enjoy simply silence. It works beautifully for me. What else I enjoy is soft music. I love soft music, but I also love gospel music as well. I enjoy jazz. I like candles, depending on what candle it is. I don't like all the different scents in the world. Kind of similar to what my panelists already said. Love deep conversations. Love to laugh, have a good time, be around positive people. Sometimes it's not always positive, right? But we all always have an opportunity to talk and connect. I feel like I have a good, calm spirit for the most part, and I do have a big heart. I'm not going to read it all because you can read yourself. But let me go down to the next part. What's important to me? Uh-oh. So I'm having a little technical difficulties on my end. So I'm looking on my computer, and I also have you guys on my phone. So if I'm looking back and forth, just know that's why. That's why. And I said, what's important to me, but I also say who's important to me. Who I find important to me are my family. And it includes, of course, I've already told you, our oldest daughter, Jamie, her husband, Umar, our son, Najee, and my Yasmin. My best friend and partner, Daryl, is very important to me. And my sisters and close sister friends and within my circle. At home, I love peace. I think both of my panelists have said the same thing in relationships. And I love time to reset, refocus, regroup for my well-being. And I love trying to keep and maintain my joy. It's not always the easiest thing to do because sometimes I find as an empathic or a sensitive person, I take on others' energy, but I have to remind myself everything's not for me, right? Their burden's not mine. So I have to let it go. I have to leave it in prayer. I have to give it back to God because that's not always mine. How to best support me in addition to my rest and renewal and relaxation. Give me time, give me space. Like I talked about earlier, just the opportunity just to be still, be quiet. I like to go for walks. Don't tell my friend Jerica because she's going to hold me accountable for that, but just know I enjoy walking. I did some of those things, but I would also just like to add that when I am sometimes having conversations, I really like the opportunity for people just to listen, not necessarily to answer the problem that I'm running into or the challenge, but just be quiet, be still. I ask sometimes if you have the capacity, because our oldest daughter's like, Mom, you have to ask people if they have the capacity to hear what you have to say. So instead of me just start talking and it's like going downhill, I ask people, hey, do you have the capacity to hear what I have to say at this moment? Sometimes they say yes, sometimes they say no. It just depends, but that's okay for me. One other thing I want to also point out is I like to celebrate my growth, my progress, and also my journey. And when I say that, I say not in an arrogant way, but just recognizing for me that it's a process and journey that I've been on for a long time, right? I'll be 50 this year. Don't tell anybody, but I'll be 50 this year. And finding my voice has been very instrumental and very important to me. I love to have the Resilient Journey series because I help others to find their voice. They may already have their voice, but they get to use their voice in different ways. And so when we're sharing and we have the different panelists come on and presenting about the tool that we've used over a period of time, they're able to use their voice in a different way. So, like, for example, Jerry Erica, it's her first time using the one-page person-centered description. And yes, we had a couple meetings prior to, but it's okay. She used her tool her way to make sense for her, and she could share with others. Same thing for Sister Carrie. She's been ambassador for a period of time, and so she's able to share her tool with her family, but she has more in-depth details in reference to it, and she's able to use her voice. For me, I'm able to use my voice and share with you all just the same way. I wasn't going to share today, but you know who? Not Celia this time, but Tracy was like, Brandy, we need to hear from you too. So I appreciate you, Tracy, for reminding me that my voice is just as important as everyone else's voice. We'll move on from there. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know. Say, like, the questions I did ask my panelists, was it difficult for me to put paper? It was. I did it though. It was a little challenging, especially when it came to who's important to me or what's important to me. And I say that because I really want to put like a whole vast amount of people that's important to me, right? And the reality, I can't put everybody. So that's why I put my family, my partner, my sister friends, and everybody else can be within that confine as well. Because if I tell you everybody, the list will be going on forever and ever. When I talked when I talked about how to best support me, it was a challenge because I know how I want to be supported, but having to be vulnerable with you all who are on YouTube and might see this later on and recognize, man, Brandy, she might need some extra support sometimes, right? And me having to being able to share that with you, but yet being able to use my voice and say, hey, it's okay. It's okay to say that I need help sometimes. It's okay to say, I just need a break. It's okay to just drink some water or drink some tea and be okay and don't have to worry or stress. These are different ways to help support me and make me feel okay and be a human. Go ahead, Erica. We'll slide to the next screen. Just go back one time for me real fast. If anybody has not already seen our Resilient Journey panelists, please feel free to take a picture or screenshot that QR code. It has all of our panelists that have come thus far. It should have our future panelists. If not, I'll be making sure we get those added as well, because our panelists are phenomenal. They have their story, they have a little snippet about themselves, their bio, their picture, and you can learn more about them. So I always want to honor all my past panelists, present panelists, and also my future panelists. We are almost out of time. We're doing great. We're doing great. I have my little notes here. So our next Resilient Journey will be June the 11th, and that topic will be around sacred strength and charting the life course, the power of voice and advocacy. Listen, I'm dropping the mic on that one. What? I created these topics like a year ago, and for it to come back around full circle, I'm excited. I don't know if anybody else is excited as I am. It's okay. You'll get excited next month. One of my panelists are on now. Her name is December West. She'll be on. She'll be able to share her story. She'll also be able to share about the tool that she'll be using. And next month, we'll also have back our routine, regular panelist, Nicole Carter, Lady Extreme Nicole Carter. She'll be back with us. She's our ADA commissioner for Franklin County. She'll be on, and I'll have one more panelist as well. So we'll have 3 panelists next month, and we'll be talking about, once again, advocacy and using our voice, because everybody has a voice, and we should all share our voice and let everybody know what we're advocating about and why it's important. Before we go, we didn't get a chance because of some technical challenges to go over, our icebreaker. But if you have a moment and you want to unmute or you want to type in the chat, what did you learn today? Did you learn anything new? Did you love something? And then last thing, what are you going to do? What you going to leap? What action will you take moving forward? We have like 1 minute. Anybody want to share? You can jump off or you can put it in the chat really fast.
But Brandy, is it okay if I just ask a quick question?
Sure, of course.
I wonder if you could share with us if someone can have more than one page like this, like for different situations.
Oh, you're asking me?
Yeah.
It's our manager,